So yeah, let me start with a little introduction. So Rachel, she works for Viking at Office Depot Europe. So she's based in the headquarters in the Netherlands as affiliate marketing specialist. And yeah, for more than 4 years, she's responsible for the DACH program. So Christian, he's EMEA manager at our sponsor AdPolice. And yeah, he has been doing sales and account management, I guess, for decades in London. But yeah, due to the weather, I think in 2019, he decided to move to Hamburg. And yeah, good decision made. I think you don't need your umbrella anymore. So yeah, we are very, very happy and proud to have you guys, two really experts, I would say, at our partner marketing summit. And yeah, you guys will tell us about the experiences and also the strategy of a merchant, how to deal with voucher partners, and what the role of an automated technology could and maybe should be. Coupon publishers, curse or blessing. So welcome, Christian and Rachel.
Cheers, Dennis. Thank you very much for the lovely introductions there. Yeah, I guess before I talk and set the scene a little bit for the presentation today, I'll let Rachel introduce herself first and talk a little bit about, yeah, coupon publishers and yeah, and Viking. Rachel, go for it.
Yeah, sure. Maybe you can go to the next slide.
Yeah, this probably would be helpful.
Perfect. So my name is Rachel Lambert. I work as an affiliate marketing specialist at Office Depot. At Office Depot is the leading workplace solution supplier serving businesses in multiple European countries. I've been, as Dennis said, with the company for 4 years now, and I started right when Office Depot Europe became a separate entity, separated from the US. Also, this is the time that we in-house our team, so that's how my job came to existence with Office Depot. And yeah, this has been a great experience to build up the program together with my colleagues in the last 4 years. And shaping it up. A couple interesting points to point out is that we serve 1 million active customers. And last year we had website visitors of 24 million, which has been an increase to previous year. I'm very pleased that Christian has asked me to join this webinar today, since we have achieved great results for the program in the last year since we started working together. This is something that we'll go into a little bit later in the presentation, but for now I would like to give the floor back to Christian.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so thanks. Hi everyone who's watching today, and I hope that I don't talk quickly for the maybe not so good English listeners, as good as my German is not. But yeah, my name is Christian Novella. I'm the EMEA manager for AdPolice, and I work out of our Hamburg office, and I deal with all English-speaking markets for AdPolice. I've been with AdPolice for just over 2 years now. Actually, it was 2 years on the 1st of April. So yeah, a couple of weeks into my second year now. And I've had about 7 years working in the digital and affiliate space back in the UK, but yeah, 20 years worth of kind of sales experience on the back of that as well. For those of you who don't know us, AdPolice, let me give you a brief intro. We are an independent solution in affiliate and paid search monitoring. So we were founded 13 years ago in 2008. And from the very beginning, affiliate was a really big focus for us. Our CEO, Daniel, he was a performance marketer and saw that the brands he worked for at the time had a huge problem with ad hijacking, non-compliant ads. So coincidentally, he also noticed that there wasn't any solutions out there at the time. And 13 years later on, here we are. And I'm happy, obviously, to be part of the company for the last 2 years, to see it grow massively over the last 2 years since I've been here, especially. Yeah, and there's no real vertical as that we work in. As you can see with the numbers on the screen there, we work in all industries. We protect over 3,000 brands online. We have 400 clients. And in addition to the brands we work with, like Viking, we also are a provider of choice for several networks and agencies worldwide. Okay, so yeah, what's been happening? So Yeah, it's been a tough year, I think. Last 12, 30 months. Funny enough, we started the relationship with Viking on 15th of March last year, which was, I think, exactly when lockdown started. So to set the scene a little bit, the last 12 months, it's probably, for some people, it's probably a time to forget. It's been very challenging on many levels. Personally, for some people, some businesses have suffered, as you've seen with businesses, not existing anymore. But with that, we have seen some very interesting trends come out of the last 12 to 13 months. And as you probably know, lockdown has led to more shoppers online. This is a massive obvious. That's been talked about a lot over the last year. But I think the key thing is that experts believe that growth in digital sales will stay for some time, and potentially maybe due to circumstances, but they do believe that consumer behavior has changed somewhat, and that will continue throughout the rest of the year and maybe push into the years beyond. We saw some massive numbers, as you can see with the point number 2 there. Q3 of last year, Nike saw digital sales increase by 82%, and considering they're a big offline retailer, as well as online, it really shows you how much of a shift there has been in digital sales throughout the last year. For many brands, however, digital is not the norm, so people have had to adapt over the last year, and for that reason alone, I kind of feel that digital is even more important now than it ever has been. Another result of COVID, we've seen new e-commerce sites, shoppers try new e-commerce sites. About 75% of shoppers over the last year have tried different sites and buying online. And I'm sure that we can all relate to that as well. I know that I've had countless deliveries come through my door over the last year, and considering my office is not too far from the front door, it's been a bit of a burden. But it kind of shows you how people's habits have changed over the last year. And it will continue, I think. So looking back, another stat, I know I'm pushing on the kind of the year on year and the growth here, but we saw digital sales grow year on year over the first 2 weeks. I think Rachel mentioned earlier when we were doing a little practice run through on this, that their website traffic has increased by 24% from 2019 to 2020. And it's just the trends showing you that, digital is here to stay. It's very big. And obviously with the increase of digital, we also then have an increase of people using coupon codes for digital purchases. That leads us nicely onto the next slide. About the increase of coupon codes, we believe that with the slowdown of the markets in some areas, but digital inclusions and incentive have grown. Very few shoppers expect to pay full price online for products. I know that I'm one of them. I've been recently looking for electrical goods and spent a good half an hour trying to find a coupon code that worked. I think retailers that don't offer coupon codes risk being overlooked, especially to a competitor that has this offering. And in working with global brands, we work with, as mentioned, over 400 clients worldwide. We've also seen an increase of distribution of digital coupons to meet the demand of shoppers online. So as you can see on this slide, we have some massive numbers. Consumers love to feel as if they receive a deal. And as you can see, 90% of consumers use coupons. The big number on here, I think, is the second point down, where, digital coupon redemptions look to surpass 90 billion by the end of 2022. And I think there's considerable effort being put into making these redemptions a lot easier, a lot faster, with mobile, for instance, being one big input and growth market on that. And as you can see with number 3 on there, we've got 63% of shoppers say they want coupons to be more available. So it's just kind of getting you guys to kind of feel that, coupons actually are a massive part of affiliate marketing. And on top of that, kind of delivering personalized content to people via email marketing has also been massive for publishers and brands over the last year as well. So these are the positives, and they're great, but with all the pluses, there always is a minus. A positive has to have a negative at the end of the day. And now we're looking at kind of what we call the curse of affiliate marketing. So we've got some big numbers in here. As you saw, affiliate marketing last year stood at 15 billion in terms of revenue, but around 9% of all transactions are affected by affiliate fraud. So last year, a study was done, about 1.4 billion was lost to fraud last year. And I kind of want to make it clear that we're talking about a real small percentage of affiliates that actively choose to ignore the rules and gain an unfair advantage. So don't want to dwell too much on this, on the bad, because I want to talk about is good today. So I'm going to pass you over to Rachel. And before we kind of dig deeper into this topic later on, Rachel will kind of give us an idea of if can brands offer a digital coupon strategy to meet revenue and profit goals. And she will now give some kind of information on her program and what she's done over the last few years by working at Viking.
Great, thank you very much, and thanks for the intro on the recent trends that you've seen in the industry. I think a short answer to that question would be yes. Depends on how we use it. But to give you an introduction to Viking's European affiliate program, so Viking is part of Office Depot. This is where customers purchase their office supplies online. We run this program in 7 countries, which is Germany, Austria, Switzerland, UK, Ireland, Netherlands, and Belgium. We work with over 1,000 partners, and we are together with 4 people in the team. So we've got my manager, 2 specialists, and an intern. Currently, we're running the program in two networks, which is Partnerize and Awin. So when we in-housed the team 4 years ago, we started with Partnerize, and then last year we started with Awin as well, which is our public network, and Partnerize is our private network. So,
quick question on that, Rachel.
Sorry?
Do you see much, as we're in a hybrid marketing conference here, do you see much difference in public and private with regards to the 2 networks that you're working in? Anything that you can kind of say in one line that highlights one or the other?
The reason we started with Partnerize as a private network, first of all, was to be able to manage partners directly and to have that all in-house, which is a great way to have an open, easy communication. And there's also a price advantage to it to have a private network of this size. Awin we use more for the long tail publishers, so the smaller ones that are combined in the network and maybe wouldn't sign up to a private network like Partnerize.
Okay, I guess I'll move on to the next one. So what's your strategy behind Coupon Pub? It's great to get some insight on this.
So coupon publishers are always under discussion. We see this also internally, and sometimes that makes our job quite difficult. But I do understand the criticism, and I'm quite critical in that sense as well. But they are a great asset to the program, and that's because they are able to generate lots of exposure. This in the end increases to traffic and sales, and we also see that with coupon publishers we attract more new customers compared to other type of publishers that we work with. And the ability with these coupons to be able to increase our basket value. So by setting the MOV on the right spot, the minimum order value, which is a restriction on the coupon, we are able to influence the average order value of the customer. And our strategy, and that's where you guys came into place last year with AdPolice, is that we want to decrease the risk, and we can do this in multiple ways. And we'll get into that a little bit later, but one of them was starting to work with AdPolice, and we will explain this during the presentation.
Yeah, indeed we will. Okay, so with the blessings, I guess, what are the main takeaways for coupon partners that you've seen since working for Viking?
Yep. So one of them is, of course, is that all these publishers have a great database and a great number of customers following them. So we are able to generate lots of traffic with them when we put campaigns into place with them. And it's not just that we need to promote coupons to be able to do this. So we don't necessarily always have to give that 20, 25, €5 discount on the basket value, but we can also highlight campaigns that are important for us, such as the Cheer of the Month campaign or the 7 Super Deals campaign, and different product ranges. And this has especially been valuable in the last year, where Office Depot is not just a supplier of paper and ink and toner, but we also supply categories like health and safety, which is, of course, a big topic during the COVID pandemic. Together, we also work closely with the email team, where we use coupon publishers to promote that they can subscribe to our newsletter, and this way we can grow our own database. And yeah, it's a tool that we can create a sense of urgency as well. So if we need that little extra push in sales, or we need that exposure for a certain campaign, we are able to create a sense of urgency to time the coupon the way we want it.
Nice. And in terms of best practice, yeah, again, same question as the last one. How's it been with Viking over the last few years?
Yes, we do see a lot of changes, of course, with the coupon and finding the right balance. And we have to realize that it's very easy, of course, to give discount, but in the end, we're a business that needs to make profit as well. So we cannot give products away for free. But finding this right balance, we do that with our partners and building that relationship, and we're dependent on the developments of these partners as well, and the technology developments that they push through, and that we can work on together to optimize revenue and sales. But most importantly is that together we set the goal to define what we want to reach with the coupon that we put into place, such as increasing either revenue or attracting new customers, or increasing AOV, or want customers to buy certain products. And this is something that we do together. So I think that open dialogue with them, and they understanding where we're coming from, and I understand that they need tools and want to make money as well, is very important. Decreasing risk, as I mentioned before, is part of our strategy, and we do this by implementing unique codes. So we're still working on this and doing trials with this. So that would be one, because we see that codes do go viral. And yeah, this is, of course, not in anyone's advantage on the customer platforms. Yeah. And we have clear agreements. So these are for the publishers as well as for us, a guideline and what we can do.
Yeah. Do you see any of these being more important than others, or are they all pretty much equally as important? Or do you just think that having a right balance is more important than decreasing the risk, for instance?
I think everything goes in together. It's like it's a big package, because if there's high risk, then of course we are not able to offer the same discounts or coupons. Yeah. So that will change the balance in what we can do. So one goes with the other.
They all go hand in hand, basically. Every single one. Yeah. And in terms of optimization for your program, some details on that. That would be great.
Yeah, sure. As I mentioned, I think the relationship and the partnership is key, and we of course want to give publishers the tools to drive that traffic to our website. And one way of doing this is to provide for a selected group of publishers that we work with exclusive coupons, and in return they give us exposure. So they display us in their email, or highlight certain campaigns, or you name it. Targeting the right audience is important as well. We do this together, so we give tips on, okay, this is our target group, and maybe if you target this set of customers, then we will generate more sales out of it. But of course, this is also dependent on the publisher, whether they are able to target. So this is one of those things that if we want something, doesn't always mean that it's possible. Yeah. Last year, we stopped combining vouchers with cashback, the combination, and this is just on a margin perspective. And we do want to give customers an incentive, but we don't want them to double up on incentives. So have it from both sides. And then, the added value from a partner. And this is something that we established together. And one of them is being not displaying any misleading or unfair offers. So this is not in the advantage of the customers, and it's not in the advantage for us or for the publisher either, because they will, the customer will come to a website, will not be able to find the offer that is displayed, and then will drop off. Yeah. This altogether helps if we have the right measurement tools in place, and one of those tools is you, Christian, with AdPolice. With AdPolice, you've been able to help us a lot to decrease certain risks.
Yeah, no, indeed. That brings us on to our next slide. Unfortunately, our tool doesn't enable us to find fraudulent codes, which would have helped me when I was doing my purchase online last week, which is one of probably one of the risks actually, and one of the threats that we have is fraudulent codes and trying to purchase online. And I was looking to purchase an electrical good, and that didn't happen due to the code being not working. And I ended up doing my purchase through another site instead of the original one that I was going to go onto. So this kind of leads us onto risk and threats posed by codes. And again, over the last 12 to 13 months, due to the pandemic, we've seen an uplift in non-compliant ads from affiliates. And this goes hand in hand with the growth of digital sales. And with that digital traffic, there's been an increase in digital traffic, obviously, over the last year. So I think one thing that everyone needs to be aware of is at these times of year when traffic is really high, and that can differ between some companies, but like holiday seasons, we've got the November offers and Black Friday and Christmas. We tend to see quite big spikes through these times. And in fact, we see on average about a 20 to 30% increase on affiliate infringements during these times. So if you do have a program and you do have a coupon program as part of that, then I think monitoring through these times extensively is also very valuable. Before going into further details on the monitoring of it and how Viking has changed their strategy over the last year, we're going to show you a couple of examples of Viking's partner. Now here we've got one of Viking's affiliate partners. We blurred the partner out due to obvious reasons. This particular partner was active in the program for quite a while before they started monitoring with us. I don't know the exact time frame. Rachel might be able to give you that. But what we tend to find with a lot of brands is that affiliates tend to work in smaller search engines, Bing and Yahoo, Web.de, for instance, and they bid at night and weekends. They tend to maybe even use devices like mobile or tablets. If you're doing manual searches, and this is something that Rachel maybe will mention later on, is when you're doing manual searches to actually identify these affiliates, it becomes nearly impossible. But we'll come on to that later on, as I said, and Rachel will be able to give you a bit of background on this particular affiliate partner and kind of what's happened over the last year.
So before we were working with AdPolice, indeed, we did manual searches. We had, I started as an assistant. I remember just Googling everything, but then you're with the IP address in different regions and trying to find whether partners are bidding on us and whether they were allowed to, because we did allow it in the past. But this has changed last year because we now have the tooling in place to monitor this as well. And the reason for this being is that we have a large SEA team that is doing the Google advertisements for us. And we keep that. We like to keep that internally. And this specific coupon publisher was actually bidding on us while they were not allowed to. We found that through the tool, and it's great because we get a print screen and we can show this to the partners, like you're doing something that you're not allowed to in terms and conditions. Unfortunately, they did not respond to our request, which makes us therefore we need to we put commissions on 0% to make sure that it hopefully stops. Ended up that the partner became active through a sub network and was still bidding on us and getting revenue through there. Luckily, we had a good conversation with the sub network, and they immediately took action as well. And so this is all stopped now. But we couldn't have done that without AdPolice, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, I guess that leads us on to the next slide. Which is ad hijacking. This is, a bit away from coupon promotions, but again, it's a massive problem that Viking saw when we met up in February last year and we had our initial meeting. And this example of ad hijacking is much harder to identify. As you can see, this looks like a Viking own ad, but as we have on the second slides, what is behind the scenes is, the full redirect change. And the affiliate places an ad and masks its referral through redirect links, and the affiliate ad hijacker not only receives unearned commissions from this, but also, they use evasive techniques to avoid detection. So this scenario is particularly damaging to a brand's affiliate marketing program because it's virtually impossible to find, as what Rachel will probably discuss with you now.
Yes, as you can see, this looks very much like an own ad, but it's not, and we're not able to see this ourselves. We can only see that when the ZA team monitors the keywords internally, but that even is very difficult. And this ad hijacker was, I have to say that it's a small, small but substantial percentage at the same time that is doing this, so it's worth monitoring. And we saw tremendous traffic coming through and revenue, and this is taking away the revenue from our own team, and very difficult to monitor. So with AdPolice and the redirect chain that we get, we can define who this is, and this was a partner which was part of a sub network, which this is something that we're moving to, that it becomes more transparent. So then we had to indeed stop with this partner and make sure that this is not happening anymore. So we were able to clean up the program a lot.
Yeah, it was quite quick. I mean, to get rid of ad hijacking, and it's a very simple process to kind of get in touch with affiliate partners or networks. I mean, in terms of the quickness of dealing with these and the struggles that you see, do you see a lot of repeat offenders, or what? What's happened with it? With I know you mentioned with the other coupon partner that they came back again through a sub network, but do you see ad hijacking repeating itself or not?
No, the ad hijackers, that's actually quite good. I think we've cleaned it up a lot last year in April when we started, and we don't see much of that coming back now, but of course they get smarter as well, so we keep monitoring it, and here and there. Now we're way quicker because it's internally in our process as well to monitor this, to pick it up too, because
Okay. Well, I guess that brings us on to the warning signs of affiliate abuse. We won't go too much into this because we'll probably touch base on why we started talking last February, but this gives you a good overview of what to look out for. If you feel that you might have an issue in your program, you have these four points that are highlighted, and Rachel mentioned the high commissions coming in, but you can see anomalies in website behavior and overly successful coupon codes as well, and these are all signs of potential abuse. But moving on to why we started talking. So as mentioned, our relationship has virtually been online for the last year. We've had a digital relationship, me and Rachel, bar us coming to Amsterdam last last February, which was a lot of fun. It was great, obviously, to meet you there. And yeah, we were mutually introduced. This is how we started talking. And yeah, we just set up a meeting. There was an event going on at the time. I think it was Webvinkel, if my memory stands correct. And yeah, we booked a meeting in with them, and yeah, just highlighted the issue. And I think at the time, and this is something we've touched base on in quite a few of the slides, was the lack of visibility or lack of transparency. And Rachel, prior to using a solution, yeah, she started there. She was doing manual searches and so on, and they suspected they had a problem, but obviously the data is not there to give them that transparency and visibility. So in terms of, from your side, Rachel, that's a bit of why I think you started talking to us, but it would be good to kind of get your insights into why you chose us and yeah, why we started talking last year.
Yeah, I think it was right at that time that we started seeing these, strange behaviors of certain partners where there was massive increase in traffic and the conversion rate and things like that. But it's very difficult to hold someone accountable if you don't have it, like the proof to confront them with it. So before that, the conversation was always like, how is this traffic coming? And we had the conversation with the partners, and we see sometimes that they are avoiding the conversation. So yeah, we did recognize that we needed something to monitor this, and it was great that we ran into each other, really, because then it clicked, and I was like, yeah, and that's the solution to it. So that's why the setup was fairly quickly for us as well, because normally it takes a lot longer in a big company like this.
Yeah, I remember when we were talking, you were like, yeah, this might take a little bit of time to like finalize. And so I came back and I was talking to my CEO. I was like, yeah, so I think, this, it looks like we potentially got something here, but I think it might take several months because, yeah, they've got like internal loopholes to get through and sign off and budget sign off. And within a couple of weeks, you were like, yeah, we can start. And yeah, we can start on, I think the 15th of March is when you started your full monitoring with us. And yeah, it's been a year that has flown by. That's for sure. To put it into perspective, I guess, for the audience, just to kind of get an understanding, we have mentioned about the manual searches and so on. But Viking's program currently have these facets to it. They monitor 200 keywords over 7 countries. Yeah, we look at 6 search engines for them. We search 30 times per keyword per day across all devices. And yeah, as mentioned, probably 2 or 3 times now, that's over 7 countries. So to try and monitor this 24/7 around the clock, with the fact that affiliates are actually using a lot of evasive techniques now and cloaking URLs, dynamic redirects, they're bidding at night, they're bidding at weekends, they're becoming more sophisticated with their methods on remaining concealed, so people like Rachel can't find them. You would need probably another 99 or 999 Rachels to basically monitor this around the clock. So it kind of, I don't want to push our product too much because I don't like doing that, but I think it's very integral to have something that can really automate manual and mimic localized search environments like every single minute if you want to, which can really help develop and sharpen up your program, which kind of leads us on to the results. So I guess what's changed since 2020, 2021, and yeah, what's developed over the last year since using our solution?
Yeah, so one big one is, of course, to have that transparency within the program, have a healthy affiliate program in that sense. And we reduced the cost by 1,000 euros per month. Like if we would have continued without monitoring, it would have cost us 1,000 euros per month per ad hijacker for the rest of the year. But we detected it early and were able to save that. And this gives us, like, I don't want to be a police. Like, I want to run like an affiliate program. I want to, build a relationship with these publishers and move forward. And and achieve great results together. So this way I have more time to do that, because I'm not doing the manual monitoring as much anymore, because we have this tool in place. And it also opened up a conversation with the SEA team, where we've seen things happening, and we can show that to them as well, and vice versa, and change the strategy in that sense. So
yeah.
Yeah.
How are we doing for time, Dennis? Are we...
Yeah, so this is the reason why you guys see me. So it's 5 minutes left, including the questions. So I don't know if you want to continue with some slides.
Yeah, I guess we can just quickly conclude, and then we can just answer a couple of questions. And
Maybe
I guess
one, two questions, yeah.
If anyone wants to get in touch post call with either me or Rachel, I'm sure Dennis can share our contact details if you've got any specific questions, or if you would like to find out a little bit more about what's been happening over the last year. But I think the biggest things that we can see, I mean, we spoke a lot about digital sales and growth and traffic, and that has boosted a lot of volumes and sales. So I think coupons are integral to your strategy. It helps you build your customer file. It helps you increase your conversion rates. As Rachel mentioned earlier on, it's great at supporting different aspects of affiliate marketing, whether that be seasonal trends, and if maybe products are not selling, and then you need to get a coupon out there to help sell a product. But I think what's also integral with all of these parts is to make sure that you have transparency and some visual on what's happening, so you can have a healthy program. And I guess that leads us on to the Q&A, Dennis, without carrying on a bit too much now.
Yeah, no, perfect. So much content. So yeah, really love it. So thanks a lot at this point. As mentioned, there are some questions, and I would love to start with one for you, Rachel. So Rosita, she asked, how do you deal with the fact that the users are searching for a coupon code after they've already visited the checkout page? So
yes. This is definitely something that we do see happening as well, where the conversion path of these customers is, and we see that in the attribution modeling we have in Google Analytics. It's a tough one to deal with, and we are working on solutions to tackle this as well, but we are dependent on our partners with that. And one of them is being dynamic couponing, in where indeed the customer goes to the coupon website, and we display a targeted coupon, which will be able to influence the purchase behavior. But we also noticed that due to recent updates in Safari, and that this becomes harder as well. So this is still something we are figuring out as we speak.
Okay, got it. So there's another one, Christian, for you. So it's Pascalina who's asking, do you also monitor the brand only term, or only the combinations with coupon, voucher, and so on?
Yeah, we monitor both. So given a Viking example, they've got their own brand terms in combination of brand terms. So like Viking rabatt code, Viking good shine, Viking promo code, for instance. So it's a combination of, but affiliates tend to be more active on the coupon type combinations. They're very rarely on normal brand terms. Very rarely. We do see it, depending obviously the level of monitoring, whether that's either from an in-house solution or an external solution like ours. I guess the only other point to make on that is misspellings as well is quite a big thing as well. So, and we've seen that when we've been monitoring the Viking brand over the last year with certain combinations from those.
Okay, got it. So the last one, and this is something I also wanted to ask. So it's from Martin. You guys showed some stats for, and the question was whether for the UK, so compared to Germany, I assume it looks different, as coupons are way more popular in UK than in Germany. So it's especially on that, but I think we can make a total. What do you see the difference, Rachel, to you, but also to Christian, between the countries, compared the DACH company, compared maybe to the UK, to the Netherlands? So give a brief overview. I think due to time would be great. A short answer on that one, if you can give us.
From my side, I think indeed the UK, the shoppers are way more savvy online in finding these coupons, and voucher publishers there are massive, and I think bigger indeed than in Germany, where we have, it's not a secret, a big, one of our big partners is a loyalty partner, Payback, that we work with. So there's a difference with the UK, definitely.
Yeah, and I would agree. The UK and US have a huge redemption on coupon codes. Germany maybe not as much, but still it's a very high percentage. The number that I gave earlier on was a global overview. But yeah, we do see a lot of more infringements, a lot more couponing in the UK and US markets especially.
Perfect. So yeah, thanks again, guys. It was a great pleasure to have you on the stage. As said, we will send around the presentations, the recordings to all of you guys. And yeah, thanks again.
No, thank you for having us, and I hope you have a good rest of the conference, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.